Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. Decided to return to you back in my room, of course. I just thought I'd come back in my room because I have been sleeping in my room a little more, and uh, it's been doing a little better as of lately. So I'm here today to talk about the Iron Maiden seventh studio album, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, that I got a chance to listen to for myself, see what I was going to think of Iron Maiden's seventh studio album, so I'm going to discuss what I listened to for Seventh Son of a Seventh Son and let you know my thoughts on their, I believe, 51-minute record or something like that. So let's dive into the 8 tracks that I've listened to, starting with Moonchild, which is the opening track. Pretty strong track for sure. Bruce Dickinson's vocals work for this track, and execution wise, I think this was another one of my favorite songs on this record, so it did pretty well for the guitar work and drum work too. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about this song at first, but it grew on me as it progressed, so 5 out of 5. Infinite Dreams is a pretty strong 6-minute song. I really enjoyed Bruce Dickinson's melodic vocals from time to time, but then had its heavy moments getting close to like the halfway point of the song, and that's where it did pretty well for the most part. So the guitar work and drum work was pretty strong in this from time to time. So this is a 5 out of 5. Can I Play with Madness was probably my least favorite on the record. It was good, but it just wasn't my favorite song. So I would say this would probably be like a 4.25 out of 5 for this track. I don't know. This track did have its issues for me, and I really wanted to like this song, but the problem with this song was how Bruce Dickinson was singing the chorus a little. It sounded a little cheesy, but as you progress through the track, it has its alright moments. But it's overall 4.25 out of 5 for Can I Play with Madness. Not one of my favorite tracks, but not one of the best songs on the record. It's one of the least favorites. Then we get to The Evil That Men Do. This one was actually a really good song. It's a step in the right direction, in my opinion. So I'd give it a strong 5 out of 5 for this track. It did pretty well for the execution overall. So I think the guitar work and drum work is very strong in this track, and just Bruce Dickinson's vocals did pretty well for the most part for this track overall. Then we get to the title track, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, which is a very strong 9-minute and 54-second song. Did very well for the execution. I'd give this a 5 out of 5 for sure. Give me a second, I gotta pause the video. Sorry guys, I had to pause the video for a moment. This cat wanted out of my room for a second. So, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son is a very strong track. I really enjoyed this from start to finish. Definitely had some interesting hooks to the track and different melody switch ups that I could really get on board. Bruce Dickinson's vocals work phenomenally, and this is probably one of my favorite songs instrumentally, so this is a 5 out of 5. The Prophecy is another strong track for how it sounds. I'd give this a strong 5 out of 5 as well. It did very well for the execution, and I think Bruce Dickinson's vocals from time to time did very well, and guitar work and drum work was pretty phenomenal for this 5-minute and 6-second track. So, I was impressed with this song. The Clairvoyant is a pretty strong track too. There were some moments where I felt I wasn't gonna be on board with this, but as you progress through the track, I think it did pretty well for the execution. So it's a 5 out of 5 for the instrumentation in this, and also Bruce Dickinson's vocals work to make it sound pretty good. So the execution for this track performed alright. So it's a very strong track. I highly recommend this song. Then we get to Only the Good Die Young, the closing track to close out this record, which is a very strong closing track for sure. I'd give this a very good 5 out of 5. The closing track was very good. I think guitar work and drum wise it did very well, and Bruce Dickinson's vocals were definitely on point for this track. It definitely rocked for sure. Was really impressed with how this song was structured and how it was sounding overall. Soundscape wise, it did very well. So 5 out of 5. Overall, production, mixing, and execution wise, would I say I hate this Iron Maiden record? No. I actually like it. I really like it, actually. Um, it's a really good record. It definitely impressed me with Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, the title track being very epic for sure. And just overall, most of the song structures were good. Can I Play with Madness was not one of my favorite tracks, but it just made me cringe a little, that track. But overall, everything else was very strong, for sure. So if I were to give Iron Maiden's Seventh Son of a Seventh Son a score, I think a 9 out of 10 is deserving for it. It's very strong of a record. Highly recommend you check this album out if you have not listened to Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. It's a very good record. I would have given it a 9.5 out of 10, like a 9.5 out of 10, but I think Can I Play with Madness was not like 4.5 out of 5 material, but it was above decent. It just wasn't one of my particular favorite songs of the record. And just overall, I think structurally with the guitar work and drum work and Bruce Dickinson's vocals throughout this record did very well. I think this was a strong follow-up. Even though Somewhere in Time wasn't my favorite, I think this was a better follow-up than Somewhere in Time. And I know Somewhere in Time, there's some people that say it's a good record, some people that think it's not one of the favorites. I think it was alright. It wasn't one of my favorites, but it was average, that record. But this one was a better follow-up, in my opinion. So we'll see how the rest turns out. So other than that, 9 out of 10 for Iron Maiden's Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. I hope you enjoyed this album review this morning, and thank you guys for watching.